It's been a record-setting fire year in Colorado. The three largest wildfires in state history all erupted in 2020.
Oh my goodness.
Including the East Troublesome fire, which broke out northwest of Denver in mid-October.
But I knew once we saw the flames coming across the ridge that it was coming towards us and it was coming really rapid.
Carrie Ann Mathis and her neighbors had almost no time to evacuate.
It's terrifying knowing that you only have one way out.
Somehow, the cabin in the woods that she always wanted and has called home for 4 years now survived the blaze.
We were not allowed up, and we just kind of held each other and cried that our home was still standing.
At least 100 homes in this area were destroyed. 8.5 million acres, or 3.5 million hectares of land in the U.S. have burned this year, well above the 10-year average.
It's an extraordinary year for anybody who's alive. Nobody can remember anything like this, right?
Jason Siebold, a fire expert with Colorado State University, won't draw conclusions from any one particular year, but says a changing climate has brought hotter, often drier conditions that are more conducive to fire and persist later in the season.
We are warming up and we're getting extreme events much earlier than what the climate projections anticipated.
Fire is very responsive. It takes just a little bit of warming to lead to a lot more burning.
And Jennifer Balch with the University of Colorado Boulder says people moving into fire-prone areas have created a real problem.
And that's the piece that makes me very nervous. There are a lot of homes literally built into flammable places, and there are a lot of lungs in harm's way. Tens of millions of people this summer have been choking on a piece of climate change.
Both Balch and Siebold would like to see more controlled burns, better forest management, but in these wildland-urban interfaces, that's very hard to do.
When you drive through some of these landscapes and there are just houses everywhere, boy, I'm glad I'm not a fire manager, saying, yeah, let's burn this.
They'd like to see more fire-resistant homes and smarter building codes.
Tens of thousands of homes have burned and dozens of lives have been lost. If I had a panic button, I would push it right now.
Climate change didn't make the hazard, but it certainly is ramping it up.
While Mathis believes in climate change, she considers this fire the exception rather than the rule.
I definitely think it's safe to live here. This event was completely abnormal.
But many experts warn it's a new normal that society will have to contend with and aggressively respond to in the years ahead.